Hi, I'm Samin and today I'm going to talk about Linux file systems. So I'm going into my terminal right now. I will type this command. So as you can see, a slash, it basically means that we are in the root directory. So root directory is the uppermost directory in the Linux file systems, containing all the files, devices, data and systems info in the form of directories. We can't go back anymore from the root. So if I list all the directories, we can see all the name of the directories. So remember that everything in Linux is a file. Even the ls command we typed here is also a file. So these directories are part of the file system hierarchy, also known as FHS. You can see the title of the slide is called file system. So operating system stores and manages data on operating systems basically manages data on disk or partitions using the structure called file systems. So file systems includes files, directories and its related permissions. File system also stores data in hierarchy of directories and files. So there are various kinds of types of file systems. So the work of file system is basically to manage organizations, storage, retrieval and manipulation of files and data on a storage device in a structured and accessible manners. So these are few file systems. As you can see, NTFS is basically preferred in Windows operating systems, this kind of file system, and we can see ext4, this is preferred in Linux, and the next two APFS, Apple file system, and hierarchical file system class are preferred in Mac OS. Next we will in the next slide we can see the file system structure. So this is the file system hierarchy of Linux. um, so this is how the file system basically looks like. um, so if you want to know about the file system of your operating system, uh, I can show you that how to do that. So you need to type this command lsblk switch f. We can see that ours is a ext4 file system. As we mentioned earlier that Linux, some form of Linux has this file system. So this is how you can see your operating system's file system. So now I will explain about the files and directory and their usage, and I will talk about the familiar files and directories. First let me clear the screen. uh, so now I'm in the root directory. I will list the all the directories here. As we can see all the directories right now. First I will talk about this directory called bin. So it basically means user binaries. It basically refers to executable files that are intended for use by regular users or a computer system. Common Linux commands are under this directory. So if we go to this directory and now list all the files, we can see all the familiar commands like zip, and we can also find that there is ls also present, also vim. uh, if we go further up we will also see the ls command, it's under this directory. It's just taking too much time. As you can see here, this folder or directory has also the ls command. So all ps, ls, ping, grep, cp, all these commands fall under this directory /bins. Now I'll clear it. Now I'll go to, now I'm in the root directory. Now I'll list all the files. So now I will talk about the directory called asbin. This one, this basically means system binaries, and this also contains binary executables, but the commands under this directory are used by system admins for system maintenance. uh, these has the commands like ip tables, reboot, fdisk, ifconfig. If you go and search about these commands, you will find it under the directory asbin. Now I will talk about the /etc directory. This contains config files required by all programs, also contains startup and shutdown shell scripts used to start up individual programs. So in this directory we can find the uh, password files which contains user account info. So this is a very important directory. The next in the next I will talk about this directory called dev or dev. This basically means device files, includes the terminal devices, USB or any other devices attached to file system. So these are all related to this dev directory. Next I will talk about proc or proc directory. This contains info about system processes and running processes. We can also get CPU information from this directory. The next directory I will talk about is /var or var directory. This is a crucial part of file systems where variable data is stored. It helps manage data that can change in size or content during normal system operations. So system log files, packages and databases and also emails are under this directory. Next I will talk about temp or tmp directory. It basically contains all the temporary files created by the system and the users. Files generally gets deleted when the system is rebooted. So these are all for tmp directory. Next I will talk about user directory. This contains binaries, libraries, documentations and source codes. uh, and the next directory I am going to talk about is home directory. So this one, all users stores their personal files. It basically stores the personal files of the users. So this is the work of home directory. In the next directory I'm going to talk about is boot. This contains bootloader related files. This is essential for the system to start successfully and load the main Linux kernel. So if you don't know about much about boot directory, you should not touch it. The next directory I'm going to talk about is lib. So this basically holds shared libraries and kernel modules, contains library files that support binaries and located under bin or sbin. This one and this one. So the next directory I am going to talk about is opt. This is basically reserved for optional software installation, this one. And the next directory I am going to talk about is mnt. So mount refers to the process of making a file system or a part of it available for access and used by the operating system and its users. So this directory basically provides a location for hard drive, USB drives, or any other storage devices. So the next directory is media. This one, this is another directory for mounting removable media, CDs, DVDs, or USB drives. So these directories are part of file system hierarchy standard and are organized to maintain order structure in Linux file systems. Understanding their purpose is really crucial. Suppose we want to learn more about these hierarchies, we can use this command man space higher. So this will this has all the information about the hierarchies and the use of these directories. So it's useful for anyone who wants to go deeper into Linux file system and learn more. You can use this command and learn more about the individual directories. So this is all from me today. I will be back with more videos, so keep liking and subscribing to my channel. And if you have any suggestions, you want to see video on this topic, you can suggest me. So till then, goodbye.